Hello everybody, welcome to my channel International Curious Karim. So today we are going to learn CSS basics with Mimo App, building with the box model. Margins generate space around an element outside of any paddings and borders. To change margins on all four sides of an element, we use the margin property. Image margin 30 pixels. To change the margin at the top of an element, we use the margin top property. To change the margin at the bottom of an element, we use the margin bottom property. To change the margin on the left side of an element, we use the margin left properties. To change the margin on the right side of an element, we use the margin right property. Although they are similar, margins and the paddings are different. The padding adds space between the content and the border, while the margin adds space between the border and other elements. Which properties does the EMG elements have? This EMG element have a padding, border, margin. What are margins? The space between the content and the border of an element. Margin are the space around an element outside of any paddings and borders. Which of these changes the margins on all of four sides of an element? What's the difference between paddings and margins? Paddings are outside, while margins are inside of any borders. The padding is inside the border, and the margin is outside the border. Set the margin property to 50 pixels. Margin 50 pixels. Set the margin on the right side of all image elements. 10 pixels. Set the margin at the bottom of all elements of the post class by typing margin bottom. Set the margins on all four sides of all EMG elements by typing margin 5 pixel. Margin. Take a survey later. So I'm going to continue, close this, adding paging with one line. So far we've learned to set the paging for each side of element one at a time. paging top 20 pixels, paging right 20 pixels, paging bottom 20 pixels, paging left 20 pixels. We can set each paging value in one line using the paging property and the pixel value for each side. Paging 20 pixels, 20 pixels, 20 pixels, 20 pixels. Each element has 4 pagings counted clockwise from top to right to bottom to left. So clockwise. To position the content lower inside of element, add the top paging by setting the first value to 100 pixels. To set the right paging to something like 40 pixels, we change the second value. To set the left paging to 100 pixels, we change the fourth value. So 40 pixels, 100 pixels. To add paging to the bottom, set the third value to 100 pixels. When we don't want to add paging to one side, we can add 0 and leave out pixels since it's optional. 0, 0, 0. How do we set values for the paging shorthand? Clockwise from top to right to bottom to left. Which value sets the top paging in this code? 20 pixels, the first value is the top. Then it's clockwise, guys. Which pagings are greater than 0? So the second and the fourth. So it's the right and the left. What does the third value of paging do with the bottom? It sets the bottom paging 40 pixels. What happens when we set the paging to 0 with the shorthand and leave out pixels? Nothing. Pixels optional when the value 0 px. Add the property used to set the paging. So paging add the first value to set the top paging to 50 pixels. Set the right and left paging to 75 pixels. So 0, 75 pixels, right, bottom 0, 75 pixels, left. Code the third value to set the bottom padding to 300 pixels. 300 pixels. Set the top paging to 25 pixels, the right paging to 50 pixels, the bottom paging to 25 pixels, and the left paging to 0. Lesson complete. Continue learning and reach your daily goal to get your reward. We are strengthening position. So we are almost done. Stealing corners with one line. Shorthands work with the margin and border radius properties, making it possible to create interesting styles with fewer lines of code. To set the right and left margins to 15 pixels in one line, we can use the margin shorthand. To add top and bottom margins, we set the first and third value to 40 pixels. The border radius property with 4 values rounds the corner in a clockwise direction starting from the top left. The top left border radius. Top left. We can round just the top left corner by changing the first value to 50 pixels and leaving the rest as 0. Top left corner, let's see that. To take border radius to the extreme, you can set a corner to the same value as the eighth of width, like 100 pixels in this case. Width, height, 100 pixel border radius. We can use border radius to give images a unique touch by doing things like rounding the top right and bottom left corners to 20 pixels. So, bottom left corner, top right. What is the order of values from the margin shorthand? So a counterclockwise from the top left. Margin is clockwise, but border radius is counterclockwise if I understood well. What's wrong with this code? It has 5 values instead of 4. What is the order of values for the border radius properties? Top left, top right, no, top left, top right, bottom left. It's clockwise but starting from top left. So it's clockwise, it's quite logical. What happens when we set border radius to these values? So top left, top right, buttons, images have a rounded top right corner. What happens when you set border radius to these values? Rounded top left, top right, bottom right corner. What's wrong with this code? There is a semicolon after each value. Set the top margin to 20 pixels. Top margin, 20 pixels. And the rest to 0. The right margin, top margin, right margin, 0, 0. 20 pixels, 0, 0. 0, 0. Set the top margin to 20 pixels and the left margin to 20 pixels. So top margin 20 pixel, right 0, left bottom left, top margin 20 pixel, right 0, left. Set the border radius for the top right and bottom right corner to the same value as eye property. So eye property is 150 pixels. So top left, top right, bottom right, bottom left. Set the top right corner to 100 pixels and the bottom left corner to 100 pixels and the other corners to 0. Top right corner 100 pixels, 0, 0. Okay, it's 0, top right corner, top left corner, border radius, top left. Normally it should be 100 pixels. Top right 0, bottom right corner. Sets border radius to 0 for the top left corner, so 0 and 50 pixels. 50 pixels, 50 pixels. So please subscribe to my channel, share the video, the playlist, keep learning, and write comment, leave a like. Thanks guys, have a nice day and a nice weekend. So now where am I exactly? 11% web development. CSS basics, CSS classes, and then I will start JavaScript. I'm eager to start JavaScript, and also with the Grasshopper Google app.